ultimately 99 probably 0.9% of people who go into prison come out again. What we should all want, even if we are, the victim of a crime, or we're aligned with the victim of a crime, whatever that crime is, ultimately what we want is for that. I know this is easy to say and probably hard to do, Chewy, but if we're being honest, what we should want ultimately is when that person gets out, which will happen sometime, that they have the skills in place and the support around them that they never would do that thing again, that they serve their time, that they pay their penalty, and they come out better people. I know that sounds very rose tinted glasses Pollyanna, but surely, because you know what, that person that stole from you or beat you up or whatever and lives in your town, you might see them in 2 years when they're back out again. What do you want to happen then? You want them to be a functioning human being that's not going to do it again. I know, as I said, easy to say, hard to do, especially if you're a victim of crime or you're the family of a victim of crime. But I guess that's, sometimes being logical feels pretty cold-hearted, and very, like, research is cold-hearted. Like anecdotal evidence, very warm-hearted. That person, how they feel and what that did to them and how it was, that's empathy with anecdotal evidence. But research and logic is cold, it's cold-hearted. And that's why anecdotal evidence serves politicians so well, because they can tug at your heartstrings by talking about one example where this thing happened and how that person, that family, and that completely valid for that family. But remember, anecdotal evidence may not necessarily reflect what the stats or research says, right? Because it's anecdotal.
It's the whole reason that we have a justice system. Because otherwise it'd be like, we caught this person that did this thing. What do you want to do with them? I want to beat on them with a bat for a bit. Well, we can't have that.
Let's do this, because this is actually the clip you asked for about boot camps. You were like, it's only 60 seconds, this last clip, talking of, what's that guy's name? That guy Grant? We normally introduce him a different way.
He did two things. Yeah. Not well, because he got caught, but he did twice convicted fraudster Damian Grant. Here in this clip that you were about to see, this is amazing. Imagine that you're the captain of the Titanic, and instead of glancing that iceberg, you come about as close as you fucking can to not hitting it. I don't know if this analogy works. I'm already here.
Why don't we just say he gets so close?
He gets so close. Is what I tried to dress it up. It failed. I feel foolish. Play the clip.
Damian, I contacted Aranga Tamariki's media team yesterday to check, and there are no specific formal means for children to complain about being abused at the boot camps. In the wake of the historic abuse and state care royal inquiry, shouldn't the boot camps have a specific complaint process to ensure they aren't, abusing wards of the state?
We already have a private sector boot camp regime that's working incredibly well in this country. There are a number of fairly well-known suppliers. I mean, the mongrel mob.
This is such a good point that he makes. Such a good point. We already have privately run boot camps. Go.
Is one. They run a very effective regime of taking young kids at a very early age. I mean, the mongrel mob and killer bees. We've had some Australian operations come in, like Circa. They come in and they provide their own system of getting young kids from deprived backgrounds and indoctrinating them into a regime. So I'm not entirely too sure why we are concerned at this new development. The only thing I don't like about the requirements to get in these boot camps is really, really difficult. You got to have 2 crimes with a potential penalty up to 10 years notched up into that. I think we need to lower the entry standards a little bit.
So privatized boot camps are already out there and they're working well. Chewy, they're called gangs. That was his point.
So what he's brushing against and not even taking it in is the question, why? Why are gangs being so effective at recruiting young, disadvantaged youth to a life that the gangs have? Which by all measures isn't pleasant or easy, but it's seen as an option for these kids. And why can't this country, with all of the resources that we have, when we're not giving them to landlords, we can't provide a single better avenue for these kids?
Yeah.
That all we can do is pour $500,000 per head. We can't deploy that money in a better way to make sure that kids don't go into the gangs. He's so close to getting it. Damian Grant can't see it. He literally walked up to it like a blind man, touched it, and couldn't identify it. That is the problem. Why are these kids going to the gangs? And why can't we, as a country, collectively, see a better option for these kids?